Hey guys, and welcome to Bruffy's Rugby Offload. We didn't do a big review of last week's game from the UAE taking on Hong Kong at the Dubai Sevens. So we'll have a quick little chat about that, and then we will move on to the the preview, I should say, of the UAE versus Korea happening this Saturday. All right, let's get into it.
Offload in the heat, desert sun in my face, tackles, dust clouds, no retreat. We set the pace from Bahrain to Doha. Drama in the sands, man, the rugby battlefield is made for tough hands.
Dubai night, Shaheen take flight, we go bold. Dragon spit fire, but we never fold. Exile squad grind like a shark in the deep. Hurricane storming, but we play for keeps. This is rugby in the desert, heat waves collide. Abu Dhabi to Dubai, warriors worldwide. Pass the rock, make the play, this is where we ride. Blood, sweat and sand, left it all on the side.
Okay, so we'll start off with the Hong Kong China game versus UAE. Hong Kong China came in as heavy favourites. They are a professional outfit. They've got a few centralised contracts, and some of those guys are contracted to their clubs and things like that. So they are money, and they were a big, fast outfit. You could tell, especially later on, it was professionals versus amateurs. But well done to them. They came out convincing winners. They had a really convenient start. One thing the UAE couldn't really afford to do was give away easy points to start with, and Hong Kong got off the board with an easy penalty from a scrum, and then a try not long after that. So they worked hard. Their maul was really destructive. The UAE didn't really have an answer for that, and then they were really good at sucking in numbers and getting the ball out wide as well to some of their fast wingers. The UAE were a bit jittery at the start, and they found their feet, and they were looking really good with the ball. They closed that gap up a bit. They scored a beautiful try to Brad James. He got over the line, but it was after a couple of breaks from guys like Saki. He was unreal for them as well. They just needed to keep that ball in the hand a little bit more, I think. And just at half time, I was talking to Tara on the commentary there, and I was just saying the last thing the UAE need to do is let a try in, and then they did. But I thought, it could be okay here. They're going to get it back. And then unfortunately, it was a lost ball, but I'm pretty sure there was a penalty for lying all over it. And so Hong Kong got away with one there. Possibly the wrong decision. Sems probably could have gone through himself and scored. It just put him on the back foot going into the next half. And then when subs came on, Hong Kong sub really made a difference. The UAE needed to fix their subs a little bit. I know Sean Stevens got a massive hit on at the end of the game, but he only got it about 8 minutes, and we've got to be looking at what we're doing with our subs to make sure we're getting the most impact from them as well. But no, it was always going to be a tough hit out. Hong Kong obviously came away victory with a 43-10. Probably could have been a bit closer if the UAE got a couple of things to go their way, but Hong Kong were clearly the better team for that. So the UAE now has to refocus because they have Korea coming up. Now, as we've said previously, if you come second in this championship, you then play the second who's playing off in the Africa Cup at the moment. So probably a Namibia or a Zimbabwe as it looks at the moment. But there's a few teams up there trying to come through. But that you'll then have to play the second place, and they can still go through the World Cup. So there is a chance, but the UAE need a win this weekend. So they've got South Korea in Korea, so it's a bit of a temperature change and a bit of a location change. The squad looks quite relatively similar. What I could see on the post today. What is probably lacking still is that extra front row. I saw Pele was scrumming, and Waddington got a bit tired at times throughout his game, like in that second half against Hong Kong. So he needs to really harden up and go through the motions. If he's going to play half an hour, he needs to go all out half an hour. If he's going to play 20, 25, then they need to do that. And Pele's got to really work on his scrummaging this week to make sure if that's what's in store for him, he can handle it. But it is a good game. Korea just snuck over the line in a high-scoring game against Sri Lanka last week. They looked really dominant at times, especially in their set piece, but then other times it looked like they completely went to sleep in the game, and Sri Lanka got a lot of points against them. So the UAE need to step up. They need to hold the front lines, really work on that line out that needs to be a bit faster and a bit quicker. Just getting into the air a bit faster. We saw Hong Kong put a lot of pressure on that, so South Korea probably will be looking to do the same if they can get guys in the air fast. So we need to secure that line out, secure the ball, and go through the phases. Now, what UAE did against Hong Kong, especially in the first half, is they fronted up massively in the contact. There was some huge hits put on, and it was awesome to see. I know big Jean Boats put on a massive hit, a try-saving hit early on in the game, got in a few boys' faces. The UAE need this from all of their players. Maybe someone with a bit of speed to come on at some stage. I know a couple of guys made wrong decisions. Vola Nico, he probably took a crash ball in as the most slightest guy in the park. He probably needed to give that ball off. Yes, he is fast. Yes, maybe in sevens he could run that line. But he probably just needed to give it off and let one of the big boys, if it's going to be a crash line, take that up. But no, there was good performances. This weekend is huge. It is must win now because the UAE have Korea, and then in 2 weeks' time they have Sri Lanka away. If they don't win this game, that will give Korea 2 wins, and I can't see Hong Kong losing to anybody with the way they're playing, and that would mean it's all over for the UAE. So it is a must-win. Jacques called out the team, said it wasn't a performance they could be proud of. I think there were aspects they could have been proud of, but there is a lot of improvement to be made. So let's see if those boys can lift it this week, play a really good game in Incheon. Kickoff is 10 a.m. UAE time, which is 3 p.m. in Korea. So they are 5 hours ahead. So if you're going to watch that, you can catch that on the Asia Rugby Live channel on the YouTube. So have a look out for that. Get watching. Let's get some rugby. That's really all we've got for Bruffy's Rugby Offload this week. Short and sharp, but let's get watching. Support the boys. Make sure you're sending them lots of messages. Get comments on there. Get behind them, because this could be a really unique opportunity where they could at least put, if they don't make the World Cup, at least put guys in with a chance of it in the next couple of years. So let's help UAE Rugby build, and let's get it on. All right, thank you very much. This is Bruffy's Rugby Offload.